WWE puts over epic Sting AEW Revolution match on Raw. The first 2024 Hall of Fame inductee has been announced and WrestleMania 40 title plans have been revealed. It's all in the Cultaholic wrestling news right now. So as Gunter and Dom were set to have themselves a fight as they were sort of rounding themselves to get the match underway, we heard Michael Cole and Pat McAfee talking about the man of the hour, too sweet to be sour, in Sting.
Yeah, Michael Cole said after nearly 40 years, the great Sting has retired from professional wrestling. Thanks for the memoirs. Congratulations to Sting.
And then Pat McAfee, after a brief pause, started saying, absolutely epic match last...
Don't make them sound too good. We won the war in the 90s.
That war in the 90s that time. But Michael Cole, very quick to jump on in there. But you know what? Everyone's talking about the final match of Sting, including WWE. And a few people, there was a few things brought up online about how how WWE have reacted to the end of Sting's career. There was a cross-section of tweets from promotions congratulating Sting with a tweet from the same time at WWE plugging NXT that night. And there was something in the Wrestling Observer where they said that AEW didn't have access to WWE and WCW footage because WWE owns it.
Or AEW didn't ask us all.
And that's the important bit that I was going to bring up. It kind of vilified WWE a bit for this, but the important thing to remember is AEW just didn't ask. So, should WWE have just offered it? No, well, if they come to them, then maybe they'll speak to them about it.
In an ideal world, they're going, we can see what's happening over there. Here you go. But I guess if you don't ask the question, you'll never get it, will you?
Absolutely. Shy bands getting out, as they say in this part of the country. The AEW references didn't stop with chatting about Sting's epic match either. Michael Cole name dropping Jim Ross at one point. He put Valhalla's headgear on, the antlers.
The boyhood dream has come true for Michael Cole. He's been obsessed with these antlers ever since he couldn't say antlerless a few weeks ago. So you got to put them on and compare them to Jim Ross's cowboy hat.
He did indeed. And when congratulating the latest inductee into the WWE Hall of Fame, more on that in a moment, he reflected on his time commentating with Taz.
Yeah, he mentioned how Paul Heyman, the newest inductee into the Hall of Fame this year, helped him out with Taz during those early days on SmackDown, because obviously Cole took over from Cornette on the pilot, didn't he?
He certainly did.
And then Taz came along a little bit while later. Or was it from the get-go? Was it from day one-ish?
No. Taz was late in the day, so it was Jim Ross, it was Michael Cole and Jerry Lawler for a long time on SmackDown, and then they tried out Taz for a bit, and then he went away again, and it was Paul Heyman for a bit, and then when the invasion really got into it, they had Heyman exclusively on Raw and Taz exclusively on SmackDown as alliance commentators. And that was where Taz really found his feet, really. Yeah. But I digress.
Cultaholic classic Raw and SmackDown reviews on the podcast feed right now.
There it is. Thank you very much. Nice. Also last night on Raw, Seth Rollins gave us some good news.
He's medically cleared to return to action. It was a up and down promo from Seth Rollins last night, I thought, because that was the up bit. He's definitely back and medically cleared to return to action. But then it was shades of suffering succotash for me, Tom, when he's there. I've got an idea what to call Dwayne The Rock Johnson. I'm going to call him Diarrhea Dwayne. And then you can see him dying behind the eyes when he was like, you've not been cool for 20 years, The Rock. Go. They're trying to make something happen, but I don't know if that's the way to go about it.
You can't even chant Diarrhea Dwayne. It's too many syllables.
Diarrhea day. You can't do it, Tom.
You should do diarrhea, clap, 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 clap.
Yeah.
That's a bit rubbish,
one half of the way goes Dia, the other half goes Rhea, and then Ripley walks out.
I was going to say, good morning, mother. But Seth Rollins and Cody Rhodes are on their way to SmackDown to confront the Bloodline. Anything to read into that little look that Seth gave Cody?
He did that, didn't he, for a period of time, which is obviously what I've been feeding into with that video there. Thank you for putting it on the old green screen where The Rock's doing that and showing Roman Reigns is going to be a loser ahead of WrestleMania. Very much Macho Man and Hogan vibes I got from the handshake at the end. So yeah, they're going to take down the Bloodline, so they are.
Oh, so they are, yeah. I just couldn't help but think, ooh, is that a little something there? No, I don't want to think about Seth doing the unthinkable. I already did in that video there. Thanks, Rowan, for putting that on the screen as well. We're doing all the plugs today. It's lovely. As we alluded to, the first inductee into the WWE Hall of Fame was announced last night via the Associated Press, and it's Paul Heyman.
Yeah, the ceremony takes place on April the 5th this year, and Heyman he should be the main event, shouldn't he, in Philly?
Absolutely should be the main event. It's happening at the Wells Fargo Center in Philly. If you're going to be there for Mania weekend, you'll see Paul Heyman take his rightful place in the Hall of Fame for WWE. Started off as a photographer, sort of sneaking his way into wrestling shows. He then became a manager and a broadcaster for NWA/WCW, and of course, then joined Eastern Championship Wrestling. And the world, the landscape changed.
Broke many rules, bounced many checks, JBL might say. But yeah, definitely made it, obviously, a pretty sizable mark on the world of professional wrestling. It still lives on to this day, you might argue.
What is your favourite moment? Do you have, obviously there's loads, but do you have a favourite moment of Paul Heyman?
Of Paul Heyman? I think it's that promo on SmackDown where, name redacted, said, go and make me some money. There's no script involved whatsoever. We'll put a picture there. And then he just went and cut this promo, just speaking about Vince, just basically selling his soul and all that sort of stuff, and just the fact he just went, go and make me some money. There's nothing, no bullet points or anything. He just went and did that. I believe it
was the go home before Survivor Series 01, so it was like the last stand of the Alliance during the invasion. And as you say, it was Heyman just completely from the hip, just absolutely just venting his spleen on live television, somewhat live television. It was SmackDown. It was taped in 2 days, but that was a really good bit. I think like Paul Heyman has this innate ability. And this is really doing it, really underselling it. It's innate ability just to make everything feel bigger than sometimes it should be. There was I don't know why there's so many great things he did. There was the shoot promos he did in ECW that took bad things into good things, both in throughout '96, like when Sabu didn't make it to the ECW show and he went out and got the crowd into whatever was coming next. In the absence of Sabu, he really good as a leader. There's that great moment in Beyond the Mat where you've all made it to the dance.
Yeah,
a great moment. But he's also really good at the silly things. Remember when he was managing Ryback?
Yes.
And he did a thing where he proposed to Ryback in the ring.
Yeah.
Like, will you be a Paul Heyman guy? Like, it was just little things like that are really understatedly good as well.
Yeah. Lest we forget his commentary work as well, because go back to the invasion here, the invasion angle, him and Jim Ross. Oof, magic behind the commentary desk.
Because he said that Jim Ross has got just too comfortable with Jerry Lawler. They've been coasting, so Paul Heyman would just really work Jim Ross, and Jim hated him for it.
Yeah.
He made him put a shift in, and he hated him for it. Probably respected him deep down, but really hated him for it. On the Classic Raw review, we are coming up fast to the first ECW invasion of 1997.
Oh, yes. Jeff. No, that's NWA. Beg me pardon. Mr. Monday Night, RVD.
Well, that's it, where they all turn up and they get into the mix with the ECW guys. That's great stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, great stuff. Well, congratulations to Paul Heyman, who said, when speaking to the Associated Press about his induction, said, I consistently feel like I'm just getting started and I'm just figuring this out. To me, what is an incomplete body of work? Because there's still things I want to accomplish. I never felt comfortable accepting that is a reflection upon an entire career. He still has more he wants to do.
Yeah. Bron Breaker says hello. We've already had those seeded sods. Those sows have been seeded. But yeah, we had a little bit on SmackDown, didn't we, where Heyman, which is sort of like, ooh, hello, missus. To Bron Breaker.
I believe that is verbatim. Oh, hello, missus.
So obviously when the Roman Reigns wheels come off at WrestleMania, hopefully the next thing will be Bron Breaker being made the next other name redacted.
Oh, excellent. Paul Heyman into the Hall of Fame. And that'll be the night before WrestleMania. Looks as if we've got some new title plans for Mania.
The Intercontinental title will be on the line at WrestleMania, with the winner of this gauntlet match going up against Gunther. The gauntlet match contendees are JD McDonough, Shinsuke Nakamura, Bronson Reed, Sami Zayn, Ricochet, and Chad Gable.
That'll take place on Raw next week. I think Chad is a name that has come up a lot in this Gunther title
It
reign.
means more to him because he made my children cry. Honestly, like on the Cultaholic Wrestling podcast on the YouTube channel right now, last Friday, we were just discussing it. It looked like they were going to do a multi-man at WrestleMania. So the fact they're doing this, could they do a schmoz and get the multi-man at WrestleMania? Or will it be an outright winner? Because it feels like Chad is the one who's maybe on top, but then you got Sami Zayn there. If Sami doesn't win there, what does Sami do?
So what does this mean for WrestleMania?
Yeah, what does this mean for WrestleMania? So many ramifications.
So many ramifications for WrestleMania. We'll know next week. I think if it's not a schmoz, I think it'll be Chad. But the schmoz idea is a nice one because it gets you to that wild ladder match.
Yeah.
I like that. I like it. Hey, we'll have more wrestling news throughout the day at cultaholic.com. Stay safe. Love you. Bye.